Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am filming a Q&A. I asked some questions over on my Instagram, so I'm going to be answering those in this video. I just thought it'd be a good video to film, just kind of start off my channel. But yeah, let's get started. So first question was, how old are you and where are you from? So I am 20, I turned 20 back in December, so about 3 weeks ago. My birthday is actually the week before Christmas, and my whole life people have always said to me, oh, I bet like it's so horrible having your birthday so close to Christmas, like why would you want to have it all so close together? And I know obviously like people are like, oh, why do you want that? I can't choose when my birthday is, but honestly I have always loved it. I've never ever had a problem with it. I think around Christmas everyone's just always so happy and everyone's in a much better mood, so I think everyone's, yeah, it's just a nice time really. Like everything's all Christmassy. Like I live near London and we go up to London a lot and see the lights and stuff, so it's such a nice thing to do around my birthday, and honestly I absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm 20, I live in Essex with my mum, dad and my brother. My brother's 16, he is doing his A-levels, he's in year 12, so he's in his first year of doing them. But yeah, we live in Essex. We've always lived in this area, so we've lived in this house for I think it's 6 years in July. The house we lived in before we'd lived in for about, I think it was like 13 years, and that was only, it was like 5 minutes up the road. So we've always lived in this area, and it's a nice little area. It's just outside of London, so it's so easy for us to just travel up to London, like honestly less than an hour. It takes no time at all. So we're so lucky that we live so close to London as well. So another question was, what gave you the idea to start a YouTube channel? And I feel like everyone says this, but I genuinely wanted to start a channel for a really long time. I actually started one, I think I was in year 10 at school, so I was 15, and I was desperate to start a channel, but I was so worried about what everyone was going to think and what everyone was going to say. And being in school, I think it's quite hard. People would always be like, oh, why is she doing that? Why is she doing that? So I remember I filmed one video, like a vlog, just on my phone. It was like my iPhone 6, and I think I uploaded it, and then I was so scared that I didn't want to ever upload anything else because I was just so nervous about what people were going to say. I was so nervous about people seeing it. So yeah, that was it for my old channel, to be honest. I never ever uploaded anything else. So now I've got this channel. I've just wanted to do it for a really long time, and I thought, why not? We're in 2021, new year, let's start it. We're in lockdown, so I've got a lot more time than usual anyway, so I thought, why not just start a channel? So next question was, what are your goals for 2021? Okay, so I have a few goals, but I think they're not particularly big. I'd say they're all kind of like personal small goals that I would like to achieve and I think are very achievable for the year. So my first one is kind of like an ongoing thing. Back in September I started sessions with a personal trainer, just like local to me. So I started those sessions and I just needed something to get me motivated. I used to run and exercise a lot when I was younger, and I just kind of stopped doing it. I didn't enjoy it as much anymore, and I found getting back into exercising so hard. So I started going to a personal trainer. I would have that session once a week, and I would also run once or twice a week, and just do some other workouts in between. And I was also eating much healthier, and I just noticed such a big change in my weight, just in my mood, in just everything. And having a healthy lifestyle just impacted me so much, and it was just such a positive change. And where it's been Christmas, I've obviously kind of fallen out of that, like just with food, exercise, everything. It was of course going to happen, but I'm just so determined to get back into it. I haven't started yet, and it's the 9th of Jan, but I know I am going to do it. Get ready for my holidays in the summer, hoping they go ahead. But yeah, I'm just excited to actually get back into it and get started again, and that's kind of my goal, just to be consistent with my training, with all of that kind of stuff, because I do enjoy it. And I think once I get into a good routine like I did earlier, Well, I say earlier in the year, I say back in 2020 towards the end of the year, I was really enjoying it, and it was a really good routine for me. I think another goal for me would be to just make, I know it's very, very difficult at the minute because of everything going on, things aren't open, everything's just kind of being put on pause for a lot of people, but I think a big goal for me is to just make plans and just do stuff and not hold back. So this summer, for example, I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but like this summer, if my friends turn around and say, let's go and do this, or let's go and do this, or I say to them, let's just go and do this, I want to be able to do stuff like that and just be like spontaneous with things rather than overthink things and be like, no, maybe, why not? Because I think 2020 has given everyone the perspective that you can't take things for granted and you need to just make the most of every day. So I think a goal for me is to just basically make the most of everything and just go with it and do whatever I want to do. I'd say another small kind of final goal for me would be to grow my Instagram and also grow my YouTube. I started on a influencer program back in June, which I have loved so much, and it's really, really helped me grow my Instagram. I'm obviously still not where I want to be, but it's really, really helped. And for my YouTube, I think I just need to be really consistent. I'm going to be uploading a few times a week throughout the year, and I just want to just maintain that and maintain that consistency. So I think if I do that, then hopefully by the end of the year I will see a massive change. My channel would have grown, my Instagram would have grown, and I feel quite motivated to do it. Okay, so another question was, how have you been entertaining yourself during lockdown? Honestly, I don't really know what I've been doing with my time. Back in April, when it was obviously the first lockdown, I think everyone was a bit confused. No one really knew what was going on. Everyone was like, oh my god, we're in a lockdown, what does this mean? And it was just really strange. And I think gradually as the year went on, the weather started getting better, it started getting hotter, people were able to spend a lot of time outside, and gradually things were getting better with the pandemic. Like come July, there were really very few cases. And I think that time was positive for a lot of people because they used it to work on themselves. But I genuinely wish that I had done that and I'd kind of utilised my time better in terms of like trying to exercise, trying to eat better. But I think it's very up and down. Some people really used that time and did well, but not gonna lie, I spent a lot of my time on TikTok and making TikToks. It was kind of when I think the lockdown meant that people didn't have anything to do, so I think everyone was spending their time on TikTok, and I am guilty of that. I spent so much time on it. I was uploading so many videos a day, just pointless videos, but I loved it. And honestly, I feel like that was such a key thing for 2020, like TikTok and just uploading on there. I'd always been working. I was never on furlough back in the last lockdown, back in April. So that kept me busy, to be honest. And other than that, obviously, it's just being at home, spending a lot of time watching Netflix, a lot of time on TikTok. There was a November lockdown, wasn't there? And that didn't feel like a proper lockdown. Schools were still open. No one took it seriously. I feel like it didn't end up being like a proper full-on lockdown. Whereas this one now, lockdown 3, schools are shut, nothing's really open, restaurants are closed. I think this feels more like the April one, except I think it's harder for a lot of people because you can't go outside, it's rubbish weather, although today it's a very nice day, it's very sunny out. The weather's cold, no one wants to go out walking around in the cold and the mud, do they? Some people do, but there's just less to do in the winter. It's hard, isn't it? In the summer it's nice, you can go out, you can go for walks and sit in the park. I'm just trying to keep positive and keep a positive mindset, and hopefully I think doing this now and being in a lockdown now will mean that in the summer things are a lot better, and I think we're just helping ourselves now and getting it out of the way so we can have a better year. Okay, so another question was, what is your favourite clothes brand and what are like your favourite style staples almost? So favourite clothes brand by far is of course Zara. Everyone says this, but I love it. I honestly think it's the kind of place you can go and you will always find something that you love and always find something that you want to buy. That's the case for me anyway. I cannot come out of that shop without buying something. They're very good for their neutrals and their basics that you can just wear over and over again. I am not the best for buying things, wearing it once and then just throwing it in my wardrobe and never seeing it again. So I think with Zara, I think they're quite good at kind of having those basics like that are really nice, but you can also wear over and over again. And not constantly be buying new clothes like I do. So Zara are very good for that. Of course, who doesn't? I do love Pretty Little Thing. Pretty Little Thing is the kind of place I like to shop at when I need something last minute. So with Pretty Little Thing, I have paid for the free next day delivery for a year. Paid £7.99 for the whole year. Honestly, it's so worth it. I think the normal standard delivery is like £3.99, so I don't know why you wouldn't pay for it. But I could order something tonight at 8 p.m. and it'll be at my door at 10 a.m. tomorrow. It is amazing. So I think if I need something last minute and I'm like, oh god, like I've forgotten this or whatever, then I will usually order from PLT, just because I think they have a lot of stuff and it just comes so quickly because I've got next day delivery. Okay, so I thought I'd kind of link these two questions together because I feel they kind of went quite well together. So the first one was, what is your dream job? So at the minute I am a marketing assistant for a risk intelligence company. I'm doing an apprenticeship, so I started my course back in July 2019 and it ends in July 2021, so I've only got about 6 months left, and it's gone so unbelievably fast. I mean, a lot of it, I have spent about a year of it working from home. I really like everything that I do within my role, and I am really enjoying it. I think my dream job would be to do very similar to what I'm doing, just on obviously a much bigger scale. I'd like to do it for a bigger company, maybe a fashion brand. I do love what I do at the minute, and I think I've known for a good few years, probably since I was in year 10, so about 15, that I have wanted to do something along these lines, something similar to marketing and social media. And I'm just so lucky that I've actually managed to get into the industry in my first role, and I absolutely love it. I'd say my dream job is to do very similar to what I'm doing at the minute. I really enjoy my job at the minute. But the next question was, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? So basically, I think at the moment I just want to focus on my job and progressing in my career, really. I think that's such a priority for me at the moment. I'm only 20, and I feel like around this kind of age there's a lot of pressure to move out. I am not in any rush in the slightest. I absolutely love living at home. So I don't think I'll be moving out for a good few years yet. I mean, my boyfriend and we both work, so I think it's the kind of thing that neither of us are ready to move out yet. I think maybe it's the kind of thing that we do and start looking at maybe when we're about 25 in a few years time, but I think for now we're just going to be focusing on just work and our jobs, really. In 5 years time I'd like to be looking at moving out, or maybe have just moved out, and just be in a really good job and be really happy with my career. And I think these next 5 years are really important for that, and just kind of like your progression really within your job. I think that's kind of like my main priorities, really. Obviously things change constantly, don't they? So who knows? When I think of this question, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? I remember being in school, I think I was in year 11 or year 12, so I was like 16. And at school I remember they were like, right, we want you to basically write down where you think you're going to be in 10 years time, or where you'd like to be. And I remember everyone just sitting there thinking like, everyone had no clue. They were like, how am I meant to know what I want to do in 10 years time, or where I want to be in 10 years time, when I don't even know what I'm going to be doing next week? I think it's very hard and very unfair to ask 16-year-olds to write down and show where they think they want to be in 10 years time. I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. That was a very weird time for me. And okay, yeah, I know what industry I wanted to get into. I knew that I didn't want to go to uni. I didn't think uni was for me. I did go and look at some unis and at some courses. I went to look at Brighton Uni to do a marketing degree, and also to do a business management degree, and it just didn't fit. I went with my dad and we both said like, okay, yeah, they're good courses, but we don't think they fit for me. And then my apprenticeship came along, which I'm so grateful for. So I think that things change constantly. Okay, so another question was, what is your dream holiday destination? I think there's a lot of places that I'd like to go to, and a lot of places I'd like to visit, but I don't think I have like a set place that I am absolutely desperate to go to. I could give you a list of like 10 places that I want to visit within the next like 5, 6, 7 years, but A place that I would love to go within the next couple of years is Santorini. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I would love to go there. This year I'm actually going to Kos in Greece with my boyfriend. We booked it last year, this time last year, to go in June 2020, and obviously with everything going on we pushed it back. We actually pushed it back to September, and then we were able to go, but we just thought we didn't want to risk it. We just thought we may as well push it back another year, so we've actually got it booked for this year, June 2021, and fingers crossed we get to go. I've been so excited for this holiday for like a year and a half now, so I'm praying that we actually get to go. But I've never actually been to Greece before. I've never been to anywhere in Greece. My family and I think when we go on holiday, we'd always go to Cyprus. My nan's actually from Cyprus, so we'd always go to Cyprus, or we'd go to America quite a lot, but I've never been to Greece, so I am very excited to go. Okay, so I think I'm probably gonna make this the last question, just because I'm worried about how long I've actually been filming for. But the question is, what advice would you give your younger self? I think my main advice would just to be, do not worry and care what other people are thinking. You'll do something. So like my YouTube channel, for example, I was so nervous about starting it because I'm like, oh, what are people going to think? People are going to judge me. But I think at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what anyone thinks other than yourself. You should only care about what you think and not anyone else. It's not up to anyone else what you do. I remember being in school, and don't get me wrong, it is much harder in school because you're in a very enclosed environment where you spend a lot of time with people who you don't want to spend time with, and people who you don't really know, you don't really like necessarily. And it's hard because people talk, don't they? Like, you're in a year group with 200 students, things get around very quickly. If one person was to say one thing, it could be around that whole year group and go around those 200 people within a couple of hours. Being in a school environment makes things much harder, but I'm just so glad to be out of that kind of, it's just horrible, it's just not nice. And being in sixth form, ages 16 to 18, were very hard times for me. I think it's probably the hardest time. I just struggled a lot mentally. There was just so much pressure. There's so much pressure on kids to know what they want to do, and it's just ridiculous. But I think the main advice I would give myself is just to not worry and not overthink what people think about you, because at the end of the day, a lot of people, they might talk behind your back and they might say, why is she doing that, but I think the main reason they say it is because they're regretting that they didn't do it first. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much to everyone for sending in questions on my Instagram. Make sure you follow. I will link my Instagram down below. Make sure you follow, because I'll definitely do more Q&As like this, so you can ask any questions. Make sure you are following my Instagram. And yeah, it was just nice to actually kind of just chat. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with a weekly vlog at some point this week. And yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe down below. It would mean the absolute world, and I will see you soon.